Good evening, everyone. Here we are with another session. Today we're going to be talking about market profile shapes. And before we're going to go into that, we just going to quickly go through the disclaimer that derivative markets are very risky. Equity markets and derivative markets are risky assets to trade, and if you need to make some uh, adjustments or some investments here, you should always consider your financial advisor. I am not a registered financial advisor or a broker. I am here just only sharing my information that I have a little bit, and all this information even is not mine. It's just a collection of concepts, observation, and experience of some of the great traders of their time. And I have not created anything new here. I'm just playing a part of choosing the right information that suits me and compile them together to make something useful for myself. Well, with that note, let's come back to our first point of market profile shapes. And before we're gonna go into that, quickly let's just see what we have spoken yesterday and what market is doing right now currently, and then we gonna consider current scenario of the market and try to understand what we can figure out by market profile shapes. So like yesterday, if you remember, we were somewhere we had these this is yesterday's profile and this is day before yesterday's profile. So basically this is your day for Tuesday and this is your Monday. This particular structure that has been made here, this is your Wednesday here, and yeah, this one, let me just mark it for you once. If you can see, we were talking about this, and if this is becoming too much overwhelming right now with the digits and all, let me make it simpler for you by just hiding the market profile charts and showing you the basic candlesticks of half an hour. So this was it. This is what we spoken about yesterday. We were talking about this thing that yes, market is in a bigger trend. It's in the down move. If you're gonna see the daily chart, let me just revise quickly and go through the same thing. Starting with Nifty first. When we were talking about Nifty, if I just write it down here, we can go to Nifty futures chart, and here you are. So we were talking about these days, and we started our journey of sharing the analysis basically from this particular day. The moment we get to see, if you can see this candle, we spoke about this candle. It was a candle which had a lot of volume but no follow through, and then we said that market might just try to go down, and if that happens, that would be a starting of a pattern of chart shape, a shape that has also been called abandoned baby and all. I don't trade the shapes, as I said earlier as well, though it ended up making a shape, just given another confirmation, but it gives me the context, right, which is that in an uptrend which was already up here, and I could see that I tend to repeat these things so that you can just keep this language for your analysis as well the same way. So what I get to see is that it's a uptrend market which had been going up and given a bigger pullback, and after that bigger pullback, this was the more bigger pullback that happened around, I think, at the time of elections or something, and it dropped and then recovered back again. And after that, when market was going up, it did not make a higher high with good follow through. Like, it did not give a good higher high volume. You can say the strength of it was not that, the range extension was not that much. And when there was this sort of action with good volume, we realized that maybe this whole clean area can be tapped for seeing what happens next, and that sort of happened, and market started going down below the range, and this is the first pullback. Then we were talking about it can go to for a bigger time frame, if you're gonna see, it can just go to just tap into an area where it can just form some sort of consolidation in upcoming time, right? We spoke about these things, so I'm not gonna reiterate that. You can go to previous videos and get to see on each and every day what we were talking about. Now we're gonna just focus on our last 2 days. Last 2 days we've seen, and yes, let me just change the chart style, otherwise you guys going to see. unlimited effect off. Okay, so we were talking about this particular chart. Let me just put it here for some time. Okay, so we were talking about these 2 days, that if market is actually making its structure somewhere here, what can be the possible scenario for the next day. Now we knew that the longer term idea is the downside movement, that market should go towards the you know lower side to find the buyers, and the buyers will be found at the last point of demand, wherever the last point the market was sent up from. Okay, it did not go all the way there, so that's why we were expecting that that can be the first expected scenario, but there is an unexpected scenario that we should also be actively watching, and that is that if this down move was happening, then this current candle, which just stayed inside the previous day and did not give a follow through, can give a first reversal or first pullback, so that market just try to go find some sort of resistance somewhere and then try to fall down again, or might continue its journey. That's what we were talking about, and that's why we expected that there are only two scenarios that's going to happen. Maybe this particular day that started inside can be just taken as a a breather, and market continues down and continue its expected behavior of revealing the buyers at the bottom. But if that does not happen and market opens up somewhere in the middle of the day, somewhere in the middle of the profile that you will get to see at the smaller time frame, then there are high chances that market might just continue its journey up. And then if you're gonna get to see from daily time frame to a smaller time frame, and if we continue this journey on a 30-minute time frame, if you see, and on a 30-minute time frame, we get to see this particular structure. Yes. So what you get to see here is that these are the last 3 days action, including today's, and we realize that this was the first day where market did not give any follow through to the downside. After this big down move, market stayed inside the range. We'll go to the market profile chart later, like right after this, otherwise you'll get a little confused. So you'll get to see these two blocks. This is the Monday, this is Tuesday, and this happened on Wednesday. So what you can see is that the market volume is actually narrowing down. So that means some sort of opposite activity is happening, which is supporting the price and pushing it up towards the upside. And we've spoken about it, that if it's a downtrend and if this can be just taken as a breather, then market should continue its journey as a gap down, and that's a healthy thing for people who are shorting the market, people who are seeing it on the downside. So for sellers, it should be the expected behavior should be a gap down and continuation of the downtrend. And if that does not happen, and if market does not open up somewhere here to continue its journey to the downside, then the next thing that can happen is market can just tap into the area of the volumes. Wherever the volume was attached, we can then check the market profile chart and see the volume where was it attached, and then can just tap into those volumes to see whether it wants to go up or not. So that's what we were talking about, that market might just end up opening here, and sort of that happened, that market opened all the way up here and started trying to go up. Yes. So now as I said, that every time when market makes a structure, the previous analysis might just go for a toss. The way I just thought that market might open in this area would be different for me than market opening in this area. What this tells me that yes, there is still a chance. Now the expected behavior is, so I always talk about expected and unexpected behavior. Now the expected behavior for the first one is, the first expected behavior is that market now should continue this journey of going up. That is the first thing. And when it should go up, it should go up to reveal the sellers, and sellers area we can just mark some reference, and it would try to go there. Now how would it go? Either it's gonna just open up straight away a gap up and continue its journey, or a gap up because it's a downturn move, so it might just go gap up and starts falling down. That is also healthy. These two things are good for our bigger time frame downtrend to continue. So our bigger time frame downtrend move can just see this as a whole pullback, and then it might just continue after a day or 2 or 3 or whatever, right? That market will decide. But then the first expected behavior would be continuation of this up pullback, which is not the trend change, just a pullback. So first pullback, it can go continue into the biggest time frame that we have been seeing, that market is in an uptrend. It can continue all the way up and make new high, that is there. But provided the scenario, I still see it as a pullback towards the downside. So that's what we are expecting, that market might just open in the unknown territory and start filling the area, which is the gap area over here above this. Start filling that area and then might just give some pullback and down, and all these areas, then the HVN of it, the volume of it, will be acting as a support to it, and spending time on that support might just continue the journey downside. I hope you understand this process of mine, how I try to see this. So if you understand this, then it will be easier for you to find out that what we are expecting and how the chart's gonna help us. Now I'm gonna turn it into a market profile chart so that you can see the difference, because the candles are good to show the directions, patterns and all, but market profile chart will actually tell you where the value is, and not only the price we have to see, because price sometimes can be misleading sometimes. But if you know where the volume is attached and where the value is attached, then you can see what can be the next expected behavior. Like as if I have to give you the example, you would see that in a downtrend, when market is going gap down, gap down, gap down, just a pullback and market opened here, what do you expect when you just see only the price and you don't have the concept of market profile? You see the whole thing going down, right? And you think that, yeah, then market closed towards the low side only, it should continue down. But that's where the context comes, that despite the effort of putting down, you could not break the previous lows, and then when that happens, there are chances that you're ending up into some sort of up movement of a up pullback. And now the similar thing of context I'm going to apply here as well, that despite the open all the way up here above some volumes that I'm going to show you right now, above some volumes, you decided to go up towards the end of the day. So there is now volume that we have to see, and today's topic for this particular class is shapes. So you'll get to see these 3 days are very unique example in itself to show some certain type of shapes and what that shape actually means. So welcome everyone, let's talk about the shapes of market profile structure, and let's start the journey on market profile. So let me just put the chart now. I hope you remember these things, what's happening here with the context and all and everything, because the moment I'm going to change it to market profile, certain things go a little bit, off the mind. So let me just put it back again here. This is the chart, and if I split it, sorry, rather than splitting it, let me just first unmerge it, because I have merged 2 days here and I have to show you the 2 days differently, separately. So wait. Yes. So you see, we were talking about these days. Okay, try not to look at all these numbers right now, gonna be daunting. We're just gonna look at the shapes today. So we are talking about the shape, and let me draw it for you as well so that you can just clearly see what I'm talking about, and then you're gonna get to see all those shapes that we'll be discussing now. So you see, yesterday we also spoke about some sort of the terminologies in market profile, and you get to know about tails as well. And tails are the like rejection area, where there are like single prints, and you can see there are single prints here. So this is a tail area where market went quickly, or maybe started from, but then quickly moved away from that area, and never even any single print, like any other print or any other alphabet, or you can say the bar, has come over that side. That is a tail. Like if you're gonna see it on a candlestick chart, it will be looking like a tail, like a rejection candle. Okay, so these are the tails. In candlesticks, those will be called rejection candles. Now over here, when we see these rejection candles, we get to see that the market have decided to go down. Anyways, the context is down from the longer time way, and we get to see that market actually attached its area at the bottom. So the shape that you can see over here is a shape of a B. I hope you can see this. It's a shape of a small B shape curve. right? That is the shape that we can see here. And then you can see the next day we've spoken about the idea of that market opened above this consolidation, and it opened almost here. It entered into the tail area side, did not actually go into the tail area, if you see, made somewhat like a weak lows, weak highs. Why do we call it weak highs? We call it weak highs because these are some sort of visual references. People who've seen on the left side and seen some area of resistance, they sold at that point. Now, mind you, uh, these smart money people, they don't make the charts the way we make. They don't take the analysis the way we make. As I said, they have bigger purposes of inventories to fill their inventories, so they don't have to pinpoint the areas sometimes of that I have to buy here or I have to sell here. They take their positions along in the shape of a uniform distribution curve, which can be a D shape. You can call it like a D shape curve, right? When the curve is D-shaped and there is in center there is a point of control, over there some sort of volume is attached such a way that there is 70% value area is on the up and the downside combined, and then that is a perfect idea of a you can say consolidation, the one that we have spoken about in Wyckoff theory, that some sort of sideways market, that the market has started like this and going like that and had spent the time like this for the whole day and onto one axis. That in itself is like a very good distribution for people who are who are into like bigger time frame, where the equal forces of selling and buying was making a distribution uniform. And then this D shape can be sometimes smaller D shape like this, or sometimes it can be very long narrow D shape like this way. And we spoke about that area of prominent point of control when there are last class you must have got to hear about it, when there are so many TPOs in the one single straight line above 10, you can say, for an example. So these are uniform distribution only, and when uniform distribution is happening, there is no the जो प्रोफाइल है जो आपका वो यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, तो दोनों तरफ की एक्टिविटी इक्वल है, तो यही वो एरिया है जहाँ पे कंसोलिडेशन या डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो, यानी कंसोलिडेशन हो रहा है, जो कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन या अक्यूमुलेशन है वो हमें बाद में पता चलता है जब ये चीज़ें मूव करना शुरू करती हैं. लेकिन अगर ये एरिया जो शेप है ये कुछ अलग तरीके से हो, जैसे कि ये शेप हमें यहाँ पे दिखाई दे रही है, बी शेप, there is a tail and then there is a consolidation, that can be said as that market fell and then there is some sort of opposite activity came towards the end, like right after the first candle has fallen down, market went away from that area, and then to support the market then comes the buying activity, or you can say some sort of profit booking as well. So there are only two type of buying that happens when market moves in direction. So when market is in a consolidation, like a uniform distribution, if this is a uniform distribution, let me just write it for you separately. If it's a uniform distribution here, then there are buying and selling happening at all the levels. Everyone is getting good opportunity, buyers and sellers. Market is not flying away from one area. But when market goes away from one area, then usually the profile, that shape that we get is a little bit elongated, the way we have it here, or maybe the way we had it earlier like this. These are two shape. You can see the volume is divided like this. It's a stretched market profile structure. Even this is stretched, if you see. It has two HVNs to it. But this area I can still take it like a B shape as well. But yeah, volume is telling you that even in this small activity there is some sort of B shape that happened only just in this part of area, and then a bigger value attached at the bottom. And this is like a double distribution where there are two distributions are happening on top of each other. So this can be called as double distribution. We have seen it from the previous class, I think. And these both are like elongated profile, and in elongated profile market is trying to find the value and they're trying to go up and down and leaving the areas and all. So when this happened, that market gone away from the area, Usually when the sellers who have sold from the top, they trying to go buy the position, like they trying to buy back their position now, and when they buy back, that's when the buying comes. So that buying would be called as a you can say old buying. Old buying is something which is not a new buying to the market. That means somebody who sold at the top is buying now. That's why it's a old buying. So they are just booking their profit, or you can say it like profit booking. Okay, so there are two sort of buyers that's gonna appear here for this opposite activity. That is old buying, जिन्होंने ऊपर सेल किया था और वो नीचे अब बाय करके अपनी पोजीशन को स्क्वायर ऑफ कर रहे हैं. Or there are new buyers who find now value here, and they know that price might just try to go up for some whatever reason they want to. So they can be new buyers as well who wants to just buy here because they have their own agendas, maybe a shorter time frame up move that they want to just buy, you know, those things. Or maybe they just have another idea of that, yeah, market gonna go up from here, or some sort of whatever they have their analysis. So there can be that move as well for these buyers. So what we get to see is that every time there are different shapes of profile. Sometimes uniform shape, sometimes double distribution, sometimes elongated profile, that means long profile to find direction in the market, sometimes B shape like this, and sometimes D shape or Q shape. We're gonna talk about P shape as well. So let's just say that right now markets are falling, and when they were falling, then market went away. The moment they opened, they went quickly away from the place. Like, let me just draw it for you nicely. Market, when they move away from the market here, they moved away, and then the buying came towards the once D period started. B and C still stayed there, and D period they started like after almost 1.5 hours they started to buy. That means that can be a profit booking. That can be a new buying and profit booking and make a B shape. That same thing can happen when market is in some sort of like a uptrend, and someday if something goes gap up, then a market profile structure can show you a P shape. A P shape is that the next day when market people are thinking that it's going to go up, then it can just give you a tail, and then there can be a consolidation. That means people are booking profit here. This can be profit booking of those buyers who wants to sell now, reaching at some sort of point, and they're just doing their profit booking. Or there can be new sellers as well who are now finding that the market should now started going a little bit down to then later on come up maybe. So you get to see P shape and B shape not only always gonna define like this. You cannot say that there is a up move and when it comes down and there is a B shape, then there is a profit booking, right? Or there can be a up move and when there is a P shape arrive at the top, then there is a profit booking. Sometimes when these shapes get visible at different structure, let's say if we get to see a P shape at a down move, so market is going up, and when they start falling down and we get to see a P shape. Now what does a P shape mean? That market started here, or maybe started here, gap down, and suddenly got pulled up, and then got there. Then this is a completely different idea. This is called as a rejection candle, that market while falling down reached too early to the area of buyers, and then buyers just push the market up. Then this would not be called that much of profit booking. That much you're gonna be like they supported the price, and there are less chances of price, if whole this action is valid, then there are less chances of the price to come back in this area of tail, and price might just continue up. That's the power of the buying, that they should be going up if this is valid, and if it's not and price come in this tail area, then this is wrong for buyers who bought here. I hope this makes sense. So it completely changes everything, that where these structures form. If they form like a P structure at the bottom of a downtrend, or at the top of an uptrend, they have different meanings. Same way, if while the market is going up and the B shape appears at the top, that means market started here, that means they gapped up too much, that was not intended to be, and suddenly there was a sell-off that come, and then the whole value was attached here. That shows that there can be a these tails then can be a sign of that the climax have reached of this uptrend, the volume has been reached, and then there can be some sideways activity, some more B shape maybe, or some uniform consolidation, and then market fall down and won't come into this tail area. And if come into this tail area, then it will definitely gonna go up. That will be a bad side for sellers here, the way it was a bad side for buyers. I hope now you understand why the P shape and B shape, what do they what do they signify wherever they appear, you know. So we can't be just saying that every other time wherever they appear it's going to be mean, like it's going to be making the same sense. You really have to take the context from the back of the story, like what's happening at the back, and accordingly then you make some sense out of these things. Okay, so we were talking about shapes. Before I'm gonna go into the analysis of this thing, let's just see what shapes do we have. We have first of all, we spoke about some normal profile. So if you talk about like normal profile, that is sorry, if you talk about a normal profile, that is a D shape, a capital D you can say. Yeah, let me draw it. So the first shape that we have is a uniform profile or uniform distribution, you can say, uniform distribution, which is a D shape. Last class you must have also learned about the prominent point of control, in which the D shape can be a normal D shape, a wider D shape, or a too wide D shape when market is very narrow in one range only, did not go too much up and down. Uniform D shape signify both the activities becoming into balance. We remember this term balance and imbalance in the market. So this is a balance movement. Market might just continue into some sort of uptrend or downtrend, depending if these balances are occurring simultaneously in one direction. So if the market profile charts are shifting after every day down, so you can say there is a continuous downturn, a healthy downturn with value shifting downside, point of control shifting downside. These concepts you must have heard in the previous class. So that is a good trend signifier as well, that it signifies that the value is shifting, everyone is getting good chances, and market is going in the directional motion. That is uniform distribution for you. But what happens when market try to just trying to find this direction in one single day? Then there are extended profiles. Now extended profile sometimes can have double distribution, the way we have seen abhi niche. It can have even triple distribution sometimes, or sometimes it does not have any distribution, but it has just random, because sometimes in a very market which is a very directionally aggressive, say if it's a fall which is happening very aggressively, then market might not get enough time to consolidate at some points and have different irrespective HVNs, has single prints in between, lesser volume attached, and very much abnormalities and anomalies in the structure. But that is an extended profile, not a real good shape. And usually when that happens, over a period of time, market comes and fill these anomalies and try to find out where is the right value, because market has just moved through some sort of area where only one side of participants were facilitated trades. That means if it's going down, then only sellers were in control, and they just start pushing price down, and there was no fair trade happening. So people don't get to know whether what's the right price here, and then people need to then come back later on to find out where is the fair value, where is the resistance, where are the supports. They try to fill this area with some volume, right? So this is one idea. Then the third thing, we have B shape. The same way we have B shape, like D shape here, we have a smaller B shape, that one that we have seen, and we have P shape. P shape and B shape can be profit booking, or can be the way we have just discussed. If it's an uptrend and we get a P shape, it can be a profit booking. If it's a downtrend and if we have a B shape, then it's a profit booking, because market was going down and suddenly after a push down in the direction of the trend, market consolidated. So some sort of opposite activity comes, and in the same way here, market was going up, then there is a push to the upside, and then market halts, then it's still a good thing that there are still chances of continuation of this trend to the upside. Continuation of trend can still happen for some more time. There is opposite activity has come, but that does not halt the movement. There are some chances of making it like a swing, and then slowly maybe it's gonna move out after some sort of more signals or more ideas like poor trade facilitation, some sort of test at the bottom and then reverse. Those things start gonna happening. Those are the early sign or symbols of reversals. It can continue for some more time like that. But if it happens at a different point, like say while going up, there is a B shape, that is a rejection. I think then from there market should start going down. And if while going down, if there is a P shape, that also shows a rejection, and price should not enter now into these tail area and should start going up. Those sort of ideas are there. Then we come to two more shape, which is a Q shape and you can say a D shape. Now what is a Q shape and D shape? When let's just say market starts its day and it's just going up and down and up and down, and started to accumulate the whole area, and the whole thing is becoming a good consolidation, like a uniform distribution, and towards the end just market shoots, like gets overloaded at one side and shoots down. Now this is then gonna look like that the volume is attached here, and then market fell down towards the end. That is a Q shape for you, and usually this area gets filled only. Now listen to me very carefully. Not every time you're gonna get to see this and a drop and you say now this should be filled. No, never. It can be the thing that as I said, context is more important. If you haven't put context in the scenario, that where is it coming from, what was the behind history, what was the price action prior to this whole thing, इसके पीछे का लॉजिक क्या चल रहा है, जब तक पीछे का पूरा हिस्ट्री हमको नहीं पता होगा कि ट्रेंड क्या बना हुआ है, ऊपर के रिएक्शन से रिजेक्शंस क्या करके मार्केट यहाँ पे ये करने आई है, जब तक ये ना पता हो तब तक दिस थिंग will not be fulfilled. Now let me just share the idea कि what does it do. So usually value is here, volume is here, everything is attached here. The concept of Q says that when everything is attached here and market just fell out of the way, then there are chances that it would just in that time only, or if it has time, if the market is about to finish, because this thing happened towards the end. If market is about to finish and it does not have time, then maybe the next day whenever it opens up, it comes and tap the area and then decide where it wants to go. But that happens only and only when the context is right. Now what is the context? I mean to say, if there is a long impending downturn that is happening, and this thing happens now because there is a downtrend and the movement happens towards the downside, there are less chances that this would go up again. It can, but there are less chances because market anyways wanted to go to the downside. Maybe it can just, like, you can take it as an example that when market is falling, there is some sort of support that is there, and market comes to that support and absorb this support and then falls down. Then of course it would not try to come up at the same time ekdam se. It might come eventually after doing the whole thing, structure and all, in some time, and then come back here, yeah, to test it sometime after a week or 2 or month, but by that time you're not going to hold your position. So that can happen, but the idea is sometimes this whole pullback can be retraced back again immediately, sometimes looking like a test. But then the context should be right. Context should be, that means that it should be in a consolidation form. Market should be not in a directional movement, और ये किसी वर्ज पे ना हो रहा डायरेक्शनल के, ये किसी कंसोलिडेशन के बीच में अगर हुआ है तो there are more chances that it might just gonna go back again in the same direction. But if there is a डायरेक्शनल मूव, लेट्स जस्ट से नाउ, ये हमने डाउन मूव के लिए देखा था कि अगर डाउन मूव के पॉइंट पे ये हो रहा हो किसी सपोर्ट के पास, तो ये मूव दोबारा से रिट्रेस शायद ना करे, ये नीचे ही निकल जाएगा. सिमिलरली अगर हम, ये हमारा क्यू शेप था, अगर हम डी शेप की बात करना चाहें तो डी शेप, लेट मी जस्ट क्लियर इट फॉर यू हियर. जो हमारा डी शेप है, D shape will also gonna be the idea of some sort of consolidation. Market stayed in a uniform distribution and suddenly it just goes towards the end of the day up, out of nowhere abruptly. And when that happens, the chances are that it would come back, provided that the context is right. And what is the context? That this thing should not be happening at the end of a trend. Let me just write it here. At the end of a trend, it should not be happening at the tip of some sort of trend, because if this is an uptrend, when market is coming up and up and up and reaching somewhere here, there is some sort of resistance, and at that resistance market is trying to go absorb it, and while absorbing it, it made a uniform distribution nice and easy, and then it goes up. There are chances that this is a breakout now, and this breakout might just give you a pullback maybe, but then continue, goes back up again, and sometimes these pullback might not even reach here and just go up and up and up like that, because the trend direction is towards the upside. So you have to be really careful about using these concepts, not without context but with context. If it's happening in a trend, you will be taken for a surprise, and if you use it very nicely in terms of with the context, then it's going to give you like some sort of like a magical power, that whatever you see and market does that. So those are the things. So if there is some sort of consolidation that is happening in the long term, and consolidation happens here and market just tap here, now imagine if it's a consolidation for a longer time frame, and market today is making this structure, like a sideways move, and suddenly at the end it just goes up. And if it goes up, market is already in a range, and whenever it ranges and it comes here, there is a expected selling that's supposed to come, and when that expected selling area market shoots towards the end of the day making a D shape, then there are chances that then it would come, like there are hard chances that it would come back again and test this value area again. After that it might want to go up, that is a separate story, or after that it want to go down, that is again a separate story, but it would come back to this area and that trade can be then taken. That is still a good logic. But if it happens in a trend market, then it's gone. So basically all these shapes tell you different things provided where they appear. So be very sure that you know where they're appearing. So now we're gonna take quickly some examples and try to understand what is happening in our market as well. And if we can see these shapes giving us some sort of little bit edge over the normal price action that is happening in the market, and price usually move in one direction to confuse people, and we don't have to do that. Just this example for today, I'm not gonna say it's a okay, let me just keep it for you only, and you can just see that which shape it is. This is definitely a nice good uniform distribution shape. You can see that. Let me just extend it for you once. Only today's profile. We have already spoken about how we were looking for this area of we were looking that market has taken a fall down. We found like a B shape here, some sort of B shape. I'm not going to say it's a perfect B shape. There is some volume attached here as well, but the market profile structure is showing a good tail, and then a sort of like a B shape with some anomalies. Okay, and as I said, anomaly, whenever there are anomalies are here, like anomalies are here, those anomalies are usually tend to get filled. Single prints tend to get filled in between. These single prints that are in between got filled the next day. Again, I said don't make it a rule. This is just a usual what do you say observation. Okay, you can't just say ki, oh, market was in a tail, made this combination of consolidation, opposite activity has come, and there is a anomaly here, so market should go up. No, never gonna happen. Sometimes it's just gonna go gap down and continue, because the higher time frame trend is downstairs, like downside, and you never go against the trend. But if you see the context working, then you get another ideas of trade, that you can just see ki, okay, despite of this whole down action, a tail and a B shape acting up, market opens here, and when it opens here, the shape that you can see right now, what you have to make out of the shape is not in the not in the, you can say when it's consolidated, but you have to go and split it. So when you split it, then it just reveals much better idea. Like if I split this as well, if I'll just go split this, then you still see that this still holds a B shape, right? I hope you understand what I'm talking about B shape when I'm saying B shape. It still holds the B shape, means that there is a tail and then there is a volume at the end, towards the end, right? That is still a good idea, no problem. But over here, what I get to see is it's a extended unidirectional movement towards the downside. So it's a extended form of market profile. Now extensions of profile happens to discover the value. First of all, they want to discover the value. They don't know where the value is, so they're just trying to go extend. But the extension also happens to find buyers and sellers, and this, while going into a downtrend, could not go below the previous low despite being in a downtrend. Shows the weakness of this whole move of going down. That's why we spoke about that the next day can open up somewhere here in this area. Why? Because the value area and the point of control is right on top. So might open here, find some selling at the point of control and should fall. That is the scenario that we thought about. Or that might open here, goes to the point of control, consolidate and then break out to go up. That is the second scenario we thought. But market as usual has something else for its cards, and it opened above the value area, completely different. Now for that we have to take help of volume, the horizontal volume, not the vertical volume. So what do you get to see? That there are volume nodes attached here. Just make it, and there is volume attached here as well. Yes, so to show you clearly, let me just extend this particular part so that you can see its volume. Yes, for yesterday there is volume attached here, if you can see this. Yeah, the maximum of the volume is actually attached here. और ये जो आपको रेड लाइन दिखाई दे रही है वॉल्यूम में, वो बता रही है, तो बेसिकली जो आपको कैरेक्टर्स में रेड लाइन दिखाई दे रही है वो है आपका पॉइंट ऑफ कंट्रोल ऑफ कोर्स, बट जो रेड लाइन आपको वॉल्यूम में दिखाई दे रही है वो मैक्सिमम वॉल्यूम यहाँ अटैच हुआ है. तो डिस्पाइट डूइंग ऑल दीज एक्शंस ऑफ प्राइस, जो कि लोगों को कंफ्यूज करने के लिए कि प्राइस नीचे जा रहा है नीचे जा रहा है नीचे जा रहा है, बट सबसे ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम कहाँ अटैच हो चुका था? सबसे ज़्यादा वॉल्यूम इस एरिया में पहले ही मॉर्निंग में अटैच हो चुका था, जो कि सेंटर में यहाँ पे प्लॉट हुआ है इस जगह पे. आप देख पा रहे हैं वॉल्यूम किस तरीके से आपको कभी कभी कंफ्यूज कर सकता है कि प्राइस तो नीचे गया है लाइक एन एडवर्टीजमेंट, बट वैल्यू तो यहीं पे है, क्योंकि वैल्यू एरिया भी यहाँ पे है और वॉल्यूम भी यहाँ पे है. इसीलिए जब आज का दिन यहाँ पे ओपन हुआ, it tried to make give a range extension first. So let me just split this chart as well for you so that you can see where is the range extension, where is the initial balance opening up. So you see this, and now we're going to take the concept, जो terminologies हमने discuss करी है उनको धीरे धीरे लेकर के हम चलते हैं. You see this open up of the day and you get to see कि जो हमारा first part है initial range का, वो ओपन यहाँ से होता है हमारा दिन, और आफ्टर मेकिंग अ अप मूव इट गोज डाउन एंड रेंज एक्सटेंशन हैपन टुवर्ड्स द डाउन साइड. दिस इज हमारा इनिशियल बैलेंस दैट हैज़ बीन मेड, एंड आफ्टर दैट द इनिशियल बैलेंस, यूजुअली लोग इसे ट्रेड करते हैं कि इनिशियल बैलेंस में बी जिस तरफ ब्रेकआउट दे देगा मार्केट उसी तरफ जाएगी. दीज सॉर्ट ऑफ चीज़ें ना, इन चीज़ों को जितना आप सुने या देखें, ऐसे अगर आपको कभी कोई सजेशंस मिले तो नेवर टेक दीज थिंग्स फॉर ग्रांटेड. So you should always observe the market and make some good story or context behind it to understand what the buyers and sellers now trying to do. Now we get to see after all this action, अगर हम इसे ट्रेंड उन पे देखते, कैंडल स्टिक्स पे देखते, तो हमको सिर्फ प्राइस नीचे जाते हुए दिखाई देता है और हमें लगता है कि इट्स अ गुड वे टू मार्केट गोइंग डाउन ओनली. बट वी गेट टू रियलाइज कि while doing that they actually made their position at this point, and now market is trying to interact with that point of हायर वॉल्यूम नोड. जो आपका ये HVN है, इस वॉल्यूम के साथ मार्केट इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है, और उसी के पास आकर के अगर आप ध्यान से देखिए, वहाँ से आप रिजेक्ट होकर के नहीं गए, आप एक बार उससे इंटरेक्ट करते हैं और आपसे रिजेक्ट होकर के नहीं गए, आपने लोअर लो बनाया ज़रूर, बट देन अगेन यू ट्राइंग टू कम अप बैक टू इट एंड अटैचिंग वॉल्यूम टू दिस एरिया अगेन. Now definitely volume has shifted a little bit down from this area to this area, but I can still take it like कि आप एक लॉन्गर 3 डेज़ की एक्टिविटी में वॉल्यूम अटैच करते हुए जा रहे हो. अब मेरे पास सब दो ही चीज़ें हैं. क्या होगा? इधर गैप अप, तो मार्केट शुड कंटिन्यू गो अप टू फाइंड सम हायर सेलिंग पॉइंट जहाँ से उसकी सेलिंग आएगी, टू फाइंड सेलर्स. और मार्केट इफ़ could not break tomorrow the high above this and being expiry tomorrow, everything will be able to go down very quickly. अगर मार्केट इस जगह के नीचे आके ट्रेड करना शुरू कर देती है तो it would soon go below these areas as well. So market to stay in continuation should not break this low, should not go below this value area. अगर हम इसे पूरे को कनेक्ट करके देखना चाहें तो हम इसे पूरे कनेक्ट करके हम तीनों इन दिनों को कनेक्ट करके इसका एक वॉल्यूम जनरेट कर सकते हैं कि इन तीनों दिनों का वॉल्यूम कहाँ पे अटैच है. तो आप क्या करेंगे, आप इस पे जाएंगे, आप पहले इन्हें करेंगे अनस्प्लिट, अनस्प्लिट एंड अनस्प्लिट. जिससे हम डी की एक शेप की बात कर रहे थे, अगर आप ध्यान से देखें तो यहाँ पे डी प्रोफाइल एक अच्छा बन सकता था पर बना नहीं. मैं आपको सिर्फ एक आइडिया देता हूँ कि क्योंकि ये बना नहीं है, बट मैं सिर्फ आइडिया देने के लिए आपको बता रहा हूँ कि क्या हो सकता था डी के लिए. ये हो सकता था जैसे कि पूरे दिन आपने मार्केट में एक्टिविटी करी साइडवेज, आपने वैल्यू अटैच करी साइडवेज, एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड जब आप ऊपर जाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, अगर ये एल पीरियड और एम पीरियड ज़्यादा एक्सटेंड हो जाते, ये टेल की तरह, जैसे ये वाली टेल है और इस टेल की तरह एक्सटेंड हो जाते, तो ये हमारा एक डी पीरियड कहलाता और ये प्राइस का मैनिपुलेशन कहलाता. मैनिपुलेशन क्यों कहलाता, आप देखिए कितना अच्छा मैनिपुलेशन होता है. ये मैनिपुलेशन इसलिए कहलाता क्योंकि हमारा ओवरऑल ट्रेंड जो है वो बड़ा ट्रेंड तो अप साइड है, लेकिन हमारा जो ये पुल बैक शुरू हो गया है ये डाउन साइड जा रहा है, और ये डाउन साइड के पुल बैक का यानी डाउन साइड का ये अप पुल बैक है जो कि कभी भी नीचे जा सकता है. टेल एरिया के अंदर दोबारा से एक टेल एरिया लास्ट के डे के एंड में जाना इज़ नेवर हेल्दी. सो दैट वेज market can come back here. So this is not a uptrend, as I said कि अगर ये एक uptrend होता और मार्केट यहाँ पे कंसोलिडेट करके और फिर ब्रेकआउट कर दे, तब इसके वापस आने के चांसेस फिर भी थोड़े कम रहे. लेकिन क्योंकि ये एक अप ट्रेंड का डाउन ट्रेंड वाला पुल बैक है जिसमें मार्केट अब धीरे धीरे अप जाते जाते यहाँ पे ये कंसोलिडेशन शुरू हुआ है, और अगर यहाँ से पुल बैक आता है तो दिस कैन बी टेकन डाउन बैक अगेन द नेक्स्ट डे, क्योंकि प्राइस सिर्फ मैनिपुलेट करने के लिए लोगों को लास्ट में अप मूव दिखाता है और फिर वापस अगले दिन, क्योंकि वैल्यू तो नीचे ही अटैच है, सारी वैल्यू तो सारी अटैच यहाँ पे ही है, तो ये जो अप मूव शार्प आता वो सिर्फ बायर्स को रिझाने के लिए, उनको ल्योर करने के लिए होता है कि लेट बायर्स एंटर करें और अगले दिन वो सारी इन्वेंट्री एडजस्ट हो जाती है और सब कुछ इस वॉल्यूम नोट के पास आके बिजनेस शुरू हो जाता है, और अगर ज़्यादा देर रुकता तो ये गिर भी सकता था और कंटिन्यू करता अपनी जर्नी को नीचे की तरफ. ये हो सकता था, लेकिन ये एक अच्छा पॉइंट हुआ कि यहाँ पे एक ये ऐसा अप मूव नहीं आया. दैट मीन्स देयर आर स्टिल चांसेस कि यहाँ पे प्राइस मैनिपुलेशन नहीं हुआ है और ये जो वॉल्यूम है ये अटैच करके हम इससे कुछ अपना कॉन्टेक्स्ट क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. तो लेट्स जस्ट सी कि अगर यहाँ पे वॉल्यूम अटैच करें तो हमारे कल के ओपन से हमें क्या क्या आइडियाज़ मिल सकते हैं. हमें सबसे पहले पता है कि 3 डेज़ की ये जो एक्टिविटी है इसमें वॉल्यूम ऊपर की तरफ धीरे धीरे शिफ्ट हो रहा है. आप देख सकते हैं पहला वॉल्यूम इस साइड था, लेट मी जस्ट ड्रॉ इट फॉर यू. आप देख सकते हैं पहला वॉल्यूम यहाँ अटैच हुआ, दूसरा वॉल्यूम यहाँ अटैच हुआ और तीसरा वॉल्यूम आज यहाँ पे अटैच हुआ. तो धीरे धीरे वॉल्यूम अटैच तो हुआ है, बट दिस कैन स्टिल बी अ पुल बैक टू गो डाउन. दैट इज़ फर्स्ट थिंग, डिपेंडिंग कहाँ पे अब मार्केट ओपन होगी. तो अगर मार्केट ओपन होती है हमारी सेंटर में कल एंड ट्राई टू गो अप इन द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द डे एंड रिजेक्ट्स एंड इफ ब्रेक्स बिलो दिस स्विंग लो, इफ़ यहाँ पे आके वो ट्रेड करना लगे तो ये पूरा मूव नीचे की तरफ जाना शुरू कर देगा. लेकिन अगर वो यहाँ पे ओपन होती है और पहले नीचे की तरफ आकर के रिजेक्शन लेके ऊपर की तरफ जाना शुरू कर दे, ठीक इसका ऑपोजिट, और यहाँ पे कंसोलिडेट करे, तो ये सब मूव ऊपर की तरफ जाएगा और जितने भी ये फीट हैं इनको जाके टेस्ट करेगा. आई होप मेरी ड्राइंग आपको कुछ क्लैरिटी दे पा रही हो और ज़्यादा बुरी ना हो, बट मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि अगर प्राइस यहाँ ओपन होता है कल जहाँ पे इसका पॉइंट ऑफ वैल्यू आए, तो ना तो कोई गैप अप हो ना कोई गैप डाउन हो. गैप अप और गैप डाउन होगा तो बिल्कुल ही सिनेरियोज चेंज हो जाएंगे. कभी कभी होता है गैप अप होता है, मार्केट एकदम से जैसे यहाँ पे खुली है सडनली फॉल कर सकती है, सडनली अप जा सकती है. सो गैप अप गैप डाउन को हमें छोड़ना पड़ेगा, उनके लिए हमें वेट करना होता है कि हाफ एन आवर या 1 आवर तक क्या कर सकते हैं. लेकिन अगर मार्केट रेंज के अंदर यहीं पे ओपन होती है और पहला मूव नीचे की तरफ लेके जाए और वहाँ से रिजेक्ट कर जाए पहली बार में और ऊपर जाके कंसोलिडेट करे इन हाइज के पास, तो चांसेस है कि वो इस पूरे एरिया को फिल कर देगी. ये जो गैप है हमारा, इसको फिल करने के लिए वो ऊपर शूट अप करती चली जाएगी. ये है फर्स्ट सिनेरियो. सेकंड सिनेरियो क्या होगा? सेकंड सिनेरियो होगा ठीक इसके ऑपोजिट, विच इज़ कि अगर मार्केट यहाँ पे ओपन होती है लेकिन फर्स्ट डिसाइड करती है ऊपर जाने के लिए, और ऊपर जाने के लिए वो ऊपर जाए और फेल हो जाए, इनके ऊपर देखिए फेल हो जाए, रिजेक्ट करे और उस रिजेक्शन में अगर रिजेक्ट हो कोई दिक्कत नहीं, रिजेक्ट हो वापस ऊपर जाए ट्रेंडिंग बनती चली जाए, दैट इज स्टिल फाइन, बट रिजेक्ट करे और इस स्विंग के नीचे आ जाए अगर इस स्विंग के नीचे आ जाती है फर्स्ट रिजेक्शन के बाद ही या सेकंड रिजेक्शन के बाद ही, और इस स्विंग के नीचे आना शुरू करे, तो वो सारी चीज़ें फिर हर बार की तरह नेगेटिव होनी शुरू हो जाएगी और मार्केट अपनी कंटिन्यूएशन ट्रेंड नीचे की तरफ फाइंड आउट करेगा. सो ये सिनेरियोज कल के लिए हो सकते हैं. सो वी हैव टू सी कि व्हाट विल हैपन, एंड वी कैन सी दिस एज वेल कि यहाँ पे जो बी शेप बना है वो एक प्रॉफिट बुकिंग था सेलर्स का. सॉरी, यहाँ पे जो ये बी शेप बना है ये एक प्रॉफिट बुकिंग था सेलर्स का. उसके बाद प्राइस को नीचे फॉलो थ्रू नहीं मिला, प्राइस अपना शेप अपना ऊपर बनाता जा रहा है, और उसके बाद का जो प्राइस एक्शन है वो एक नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर्व है. तो नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर्व एंड एवरीथिंग कैन स्टिल लुक्स लाइक अ फॉल डाउन स्ट्रेट अवे, प्रोवाइडेड कि वो ओपन हो और एक बार रिजेक्शन लेके टेस्ट करके तब नीचे की तरफ आना शुरू करे. बट अगर वो एक बार ऊपर ही जाए और रिजेक्शन ना लेके कंसोलिडेट करते हुए हायर लो बनाते हुए चली जाएगी, तो वो एरिया को पूरा फिल कर देगी. सो लेट्स जस्ट सी कल मार्केट कहाँ ओपन होती है, एंड जैसे ही मार्केट ओपन होगी तब आपको पता चलेगा कि ये किस तरह से क्या करने वाली है. हमारा जो ओवरऑल बायस है वो अभी भी डाउन साइड है, बट डाउन साइड का बायस कंटिन्यू कब करेगा वो हमें तब पता चलेगा जब हमारी कल की मार्केट ओपन होगी. अब अगर कल की मार्केट अभी रात को ही कोई न्यूज़ हो जाए तो सीधा गैप डाउन ओपन हो सकती है, छोटा सा एक पुल बैक देके सीधा नीचे ही चलता चला जाएगा सब कुछ. लेकिन कोई न्यूज़ नहीं आया, नॉर्मल डे रहे, नॉर्मल एक्सपायरी डे रहे, और हम शायद ऊपर अगर गैप अप खुल जाए तो गैप अप में वो दोनों ही लेवल को फिर टेस्ट कर सकती है. स्ट्रेट अवे अप जा सकती है तो फिर नीचे की तरफ की प्रोफाइल बनाएगी, बट यहीं पे कोई एक बी प्रोफाइल शेप बन सकता है, कंटिन्यूशन ऑफ पुल बैक देन टू लेटर ऑन फॉल कभी अगले दिनों में. या फिर अगर डाउन जाती है then there is no pullback, then most probably then it will continue down. So गैप अप एंड गैप डाउन का हमने फिगर आउट कर लिया है क्या होगा. हमने फिगर आउट कर लिया कि मार्केट अगर रेंज में जाके अगर ओपन होगी तो क्या होगा, एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव फॉर यू एज अ मार्केट प्रोफाइल शेप्स. सो दीज आर मार्केट प्रोफाइल शेप्स, दैट इज D a normal distribution, a P can be a profit booking, a B can be a profit booking towards downside, this can be a profit booking towards upside. It can be a B can be a rejection on the upside, P can be a rejection on the downside, a D can be retraced back if it's in a consolidation, if there is a consolidation, and a Q can also be a retracement कि अगर प्राइस दूर चला जाए तो वो वैल्यू को रिट्रेस करके दोबारा से वैल्यू को टेस्ट करने आएगा if market overall market is in a consolidation. I hope these things make sense. I hope these things gonna help. As I said again, don't take it as word by word कि अरे Q shape आ गया है या D shape आ गया अब तो यही होगा. As I said, you need to give time to the market. The more experience you're gonna become by observing all these tools and giving time to certain market, because every market has different nature because of the time and the participants involvement, then you will be able to make much better sense. So you really have to give time to the charts. A year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, whatever investment of time you can give with these information, after that whatever you will come as a trader or as an investor will be a beautiful thing. So trust the process, go slow, give time, don't rush through this, but you really need to give time. Alright guys, chaliye, with that note I'll finish this class and then I'll see you now tomorrow. Take care, good night.